Talk food. Welcome to Mrs. Pete's Thrifty Living. I'm so happy you're here today. Today is hashtag budget meals under $5. This is hosted by our wonderful friend Brenda over at Maniac Grammy's Homestead. You can go check and see what she posts today and what everyone else in this awesome collaboration posts. Today, I'm not actually cooking for you, but I want to give you a lot of healthy, easy, budget-friendly, under $5 many or most of these meals. All these little notes. I've had little notebooks, and when we'd go camping, I would write little menus out, because most of all of these is some that you could do, like this one, my little right here, says food for camping. Now, it don't have to be camping. It can be sitting right in your house. Now, years ago, I used to eat meat, okay? I don't now, but anytime I say a meat, I can substitute something else for it, or you can too. The Boca burgers and all those kind of things. This one I had for hamburgers, corn on the cob, and a veggie like a salad. That's an easy meal you can do, when you're out camping. And I had these numbered: pork chops, fried potatoes, and green beans. I had my, don't forget, buy self-rising flour, because that's how I made my biscuits. All you have to do is use self-rising flour. Working on the roads again, all along. And by the way, we have new fire hydrants. I'll have to take a picture of them sometime. They are not just, they're like out of a little post out of the ground, and then they're bright yellow. Do you remember them being yellow? I usually always remember them being another color. Maybe I didn't notice so well, but these are so bright and pretty. So I talked about self-rising flour. Don't forget that, because you can make biscuits, you can make pancakes, you can make all kinds of things with self-rising flour. A little note here that it says, for potluck dishes, I could take potato salad, green beans. I guess you notice I like my green beans. A good bread, baked beans. You can always make Mexican rice or Spanish rice. Fruit salad with canned peaches. This always went over good at a potluck. Open up a can of peaches, and then open up and save my juice, because I'm going to decide how much I'm going to need of that. So pour it in a glass, save your juice, and a can of fruit cocktail, if you want, one or the other. And then you could add a few fresh strawberries. You like color, or some little maraschino cherries in it, and grapes, and then marshmallows. That always made such a good fruit salad. And then you stir that up, and then you can add a little bit more of your juice in there. Now the marshmallows get soft and gooey and ooey. You can put Cool Whip in there, but you don't have to. That made a nice one a lot of times. Now, here's another note I wrote here. If you want an egg replacer, this is one of the things you can do. Okay, you can replace it with 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. I had written down for a dinner, and I make chicken fingers, and at that time I used regular white meat and baked it, but you could use, other kind. Garlic fries, you can use your fresh or buy French fries, and even put some garlic on them. Green beans, Spanish rice, a spinach salad, and garlic sourdough bread. Corn on the cob. That's for a big, pretty good sized dinner that you would have, and you want to have plenty of things for people to choose from. Of course, you can just choose 1 or 2. It's a family dinner. A roast. You could do that, on different ones that would come. I'd have roast with carrots and potatoes and onions around it. A green salad, asparagus, and green beans. Lentil soup. Be sure and go back and look in my playlist of all foods, something about all foods. And you'll see a lot of recipes in there that maybe you would like to try one of them. There's a lot of great ones in there. Peach crisp. You know, peach crisp is very easy to make. All you have to do is pour your peaches in a baking dish. And then there's many ways you can use a cake mix. But you don't have to use cake mix. You can use a little flour and oats and brown sugar. And then a little cinnamon. Mix that all together and then top a little butter on it and you got something good. Very tasty. But it was when my mom and dad were still here and Gordon and Lynn, and I wrote a London broil for our meat eaters and tofu for the ones that don't. Baked potatoes, garlic bread, green beans cold. That I have a green bean salad that you drain your green beans off and you put a little bit of onions in it, a little bit of oil, a little bit of vinegar, and a little sugar, salt and pepper. That's a wonderful salad. You can get fancier and put other things in it, but it makes it for good. I even have in this little pad, my youngest son is 36. On this piece of paper, I have written down what he got for his first birthday. Wow. I'm surprised I don't have it in the baby book. Okay. They're repairing the road and they're going down back and forth, and I'm trying to catch it in between. Hammy at Collard Valley Cooks. She put in a recipe one day, and she is a great channel. I don't go on there very often. I used to watch her regularly. And she's a great channel to watch, and she's a great cook. So if you can always go in there and find wonderful recipes. She had made her fudge frosting. She had taken 8 cups of powdered sugar. Now this is a big container, and 3/4 cup of cocoa, a dash of salt, and then she took her 3/4 cup of water and 1.5 sticks of butter, and she melted them together, and then she poured them slowly and beat all together into the confectioner powdered sugar, and that was enough to make a frosted cake, and it's supposed to be really good. So sounds good. That's a lot of butter, but you know, there's a lot of butter in those kind of recipes. Look at this one. I've got it written in pencil, and it's kind of small. Okay, July 1st, I don't know what year. Leave for Fort Bragg. Lunch. Okay, lunch out. Tuesday, for breakfast, have bacon, eggs. This is my meat days. And biscuits. Lunch, a deluxe sandwich with probably chips, because I know me. Dinner, corn on the cob, barbecue chicken, potatoes, and then Wednesday, oatmeal with the works. Lunch meal with sandwiches, and a dinner, potatoes, zucchinis, onions fried in a skillet, sliced tomatoes, and cornbread. Now that sounds good. I could go for that. The next day, fruit and skim milk sandwiches, and then for dinner, potato chowder with homemade bread. Friday, this sounds like some pretty good eating, actually. Friday, biscuits and gravy with bacon. Sandwiches for lunch, easy way. Bean burritos with the works. Saturday, pancakes for breakfast. Lunch, sandwiches. Dinner, ham, candied yams, and corn. Mind you, we was camping at this time. We did have a trailer, okay? Sunday, ham, eggs, and biscuits. Sandwiches for lunch, chili beans with chili cheese cornbread. I want to thank you guys all for coming every time. I really appreciate it. Go over and check Brenda's channel out, Budget Meals Under $5. You'll find something there, I'm sure. Brenda's a great cook. She's got a lot going for her on that wonderful channel of hers. And if you've stayed here long enough, I hope you'll like, subscribe, comment, and share it if you haven't. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Actually, I'll have a booktube little one. I'm going to try to make it very short because I got something to tell you. Blessings to you. Don't forget, Jesus loves you.